I think the issue in Rivers State is becoming very interesting. As a starting point, every state house of assembly, and indeed the National Assembly, is guaranteed by the Constitution for them to initiate impeachment proceedings against the president and for the state against the governor. But in this case of Rivers, you can see that it is just politically motivated. It is politically motivated. I read what was ascribed to the governor on the issue of supplementary budget of 1.2, 1.3 trillion. I also read something ascribed to the governor about 600, 700 billion that was supposed to be pulled out. These are alleged. Now, you can see that the problem is the one that has to do with the control of Rivers resources, Rivers State resources. If it was not politically motivated, tell me, for example, what did the deputy governor do? What did that professor do? Somebody is ambitious to become a governor, not through the ballot box, but through a house of less than 30 or so, with the decision about 26, 27 to become a governor. If you remove only Fubara, we have not achieved more. So remove two of them, so that the Speaker of House of Assembly will climb as the governor. You see, things don't work like that. It's not as easy as that. If you have constitutional powers to do certain things, you must exercise those powers judicially and judiciously. Now, just a minute. You see, it's not something that I will speak much. It has gotten to the point. You see, it's interesting because the person they want to impeach is 001 of APC in Rivers State. He is the leader of the party in Rivers State as the governor. Those who want to impeach him, no. As an of course, he is. And those who want to impeach him are members of the same party, APC. If it were when they were in PDP and they didn't cross over, it would have been a different matter. So, what do you think will happen? The time has come for the power, for this leadership of the political party to wield its big stick. What the state assembly members don't know is that they're still standing on one leg. Somebody called me today that the case about their cross-carpeting is still in court. There are other cases, one in Court of Appeal. I do not have the details. But they forgot that these cases can be resuscitated. And that's why, with greatest respect, I disagree with the judiciary to some extent. If they have allowed all these cases to go through so that you know where you are. You know, I spoke to some of you last week on 1st January that as far as I'm concerned, they are sitting there based on a peace agreement. Legalistically, they are no longer members of the State House of Assembly. But you cannot cry more than the bereaved. But those of us who believe in doing the right thing, standing on the path of law and the democracy and the Constitution, we will not change our position because we are convinced, notwithstanding the fact that a justice of the Supreme Court, with greatest respect, Justice Ehime, brought the issue of cross-carpeting as an obiter in the judgment of the Supreme Court. That has nothing to do, the matter was not before it. But the thing resurfaced from the blues and dropped in the judgment, obiter dicta. Anyway, obiter judgments are not part of the judgments. But some may be persuasive in nature in explaining certain things. But this one was not before the court. So, greatest respect, the learned justice turned herself into a Father Christmas by giving litigants what they didn't ask for. So I think this process should, unless and until these things are cleared, this problem will continue to emanate. And the time has come, as I said, for the party to put its feet down. The party must put its feet down and put a stop to this nonsense. They don't want Fubara to drink water and drop the cup. They want the cup to remain with him. And that is the problem. Unless and until he succumbs. No governor of any kind, of any type, will be a puppet to the extent that he cannot exercise any of the powers of a governor. It is not possible. So, it has come to a point that this is like the flies that perch on the scrotum of a man. If you hit the fly hard, you enjoy yourself. If you don't hit it hard, the fly will fly away. So, it's good it's happening within the same party. And I can tell you, the leadership of the party will handle the matter. If you are a party leader, you can assume what your brother chairman, brother party leaders will do under certain circumstances. If it were my party by now, I would have taken a very strong position that this will happen. Or you will be dealt with summarily. You cannot do things that will affect the good orderliness in a state because of your selfish interests. What is this money about? Everybody money. That is what is causing the problem. That the governor should not breathe. When will this money be enough? When will this money be enough? They say budget is, if they are talking about budget, so that's what they just left. Budget was reviewed, it got to the National Assembly, and he's still implementing it. And I don't know the grounds that will form gross misconduct. It is left for them to prove it. So if they're written to the governor, the constitution is very clear. If they're written to the governor, okay, governor will respond within 7 days. They go to the chief judge of the federation, CJ, chief judge of the state. He set up a panel. They'll look at those grounds. And if he collapses there, it collapses. So, but I'm telling you that this is politically motivated. It's not done based on the interest of Rivers people. Rivers people will not support this. They want to keep distracting Fubara. Let him not settle down to work. Keep distracting him. After this one, you see another one. They don't want him to work. Because he has started very well. And he has done very well for the short period of time they allowed him. So the best thing is, make the place ungovernable for him. Let him be thinking all the time. When people are in office, it is easy for you to assess them. We have just had one recently. And people are saying that that is a tip in the iceberg. That is that of a Malami. It's just a tip in the iceberg. Some people in KB are saying, these people did not find everything. So it's the duty of EFCC to go in there now. Yeah, it is his right to be granted bail constitutionally. But I think such a character should have been kept there. I know they have already found other charges that has to do with sponsoring terrorism, which of course they want to continue to keep him. Malami destroyed the legal system in this country as Attorney General of the Federation. He never allowed people to get bail. He never obeyed court orders. He did not at any time believe that he will be out of the office. As the case is now, people when they get to office, they think the condition will be permanent. No condition is permanent. And nothing lasts forever. That is what they don't know. Look at Malami of yesterday. Look at all EFCC put forward that he acquired in 8 years. They have not touched his cash. They should find out. I learned we have also lie dictators in Nigeria. I have read about the lie dictator. It's very effective. They should start putting it on their heads so that they can tell us where everything is. That is the only thing that can save this country. Because if you have foreign currencies, naira stock all over the country and here, and now this one doesn't mean anything to you if they take all. Okay, they've gotten temporary forfeiture order. okay, let those who have interest in the properties come. They won't come because you are the jail, they go. These ones will go. And maybe they look for more. This was a man that some of those close to him alleged in Kaduna that could not sign a check of 100,000 naira before he became Attorney General. But look at his words. So why do you wonder why nothing works in Nigeria? Why do you wonder why nothing works? Look at doctors, nurses, they're always on strike. Look at teachers, lecturers, they're always on strike. Look at the amount of money we are talking about. Something must be done. Something must be done and must be done very quickly. So he got his bail. There is no problem. But it is good for the wind to blow so that people will know that the Reverend Father wears trousers. You know, some people, when they see Reverend Fathers, because the robe is down, they don't know they put on trousers. But when the wind blows, it moves it. They say, ah, he's wearing black trousers. He's wearing white trousers. So, it is good for him to see it. But I'm disappointed that you'll be teaching your children, your wife, how to steal public funds. I'm disappointed as I am here. I'm cautious and careful on what I do because of my children. Because people will be referring to them. This is what their dad did. This is what their dad did. All these people doing in Nigeria. These things will follow their children. If not now, very soon or long time. Because we have lost our values. We believe whether it is ripe, bring it. It is not ripe, bring it. That is the problem. Malami, son and wife limited. That's what they turned Nigerian patrimony. Our patrimony. So it's unfortunate. Let's see how the process will go. But to go and attempt to blackmail the chairman of EFCC, Olukayode, is very idiotic of him. Which panel are you talking about? The panel you and President Buhari went on retirement to procure an honest man, Salami, to use his integrity to nail some people in the panel. You mentioned all sorts of names. You alleged that some people were carrying money, some pastors were taking money for Magu in Dubai and all that. Even when the pastor came there, they didn't ask him anything. At the time, he interjected through his lawyer, said, "Are you not coming?" He said, "Did I send you here?" He said, "Yes, you invited me." So, you said Olukayode was indicted in number 9 or whatever, paragraph 9 of indicted on what? A useless panel that was constituted to fight people because you disagree with Magu. You went and brought Bawa, who will do your bidding. Where are those cars that Magu did not dispose of? Both the one by this day dome, the ones in Wuye, brand new SUVs. Where are those cars? You sold it to who? At what price? Because Magu told you that it's not within your office to do so. So, you succeeded in removing Magu and brought somebody. And the pastor you maligned went to court and he got judgment for about 500 billion against EFCC through you and your office. So is that the panel you are referring, you are bringing Olukayode? You don't know Olukayode. He's a decent man. He's a pastor. Decent man. If you open your mouth and talk about him again, God might bend your mouth. Don't talk like that. He's not like you. He doesn't have a character like you. He has integrity. Would that stop him from prosecuting you? The issue, are these properties your own? Did you steal or you did not steal? When you put this thing before people, what you see now, they start looking for where to hold it. Just like a man that is drowning. Was it not you, Malami, that removed Chief Justice of Nigeria through a tribunal? Chief Justice of Nigeria, number 3 man. And you are smiling. I have dealt with him. But this was the man who saved you to become a senior advocate. When your recommendation was turned down due to certain activities and actions as a lawyer. They begged him, he allowed you. He became your first victim. Number 3 citizen, Chief Justice of Nigeria, removed by a Code of Conduct Tribunal. Nigerian lawyers kept quiet. Justices kept quiet. Nobody did anything because it was Buhari. If it was Tinubu that did it now, they will set everywhere on fire. These are the contradictions in this society that makes one angry. Is it the same Malami that is looking for justice? First of all, let them recover the ones we have. Olukayede, go and look for more. Because they say what you are having is a tip in the iceberg. And go and ask him where he kept his cash. In Dubai, in Morocco, and other places. Go and look for where he kept his cash. That's what they're saying in Kebi, as alleged. And those also he packed in Nigeria. There are houses here that are full of dollars.
Yeah.
You could see on the internet, there was one they opened last 2 weeks. The thing has rotten in sacks, dollars. The man may have forgotten it or he's dead. You know, when they steal, they don't tell their wives and children.
Okay.
So when they die, the money is gone. That is the problem. So Malami is not somebody that should be asking for justice, even though the Constitution guarantees him justice. He should drink from the same cup he gave people water to drink. Look at what people are saying about him. And he's a member of he's a major financier of ADC. He has told them in a meeting, and I can quote it, that this is not the time we come to use Satanas for money. I alone will fund our presidential and governorship elections in 2027. Malami, I'm quoting him. He said in the meeting. So, I think the party should drop this burden. That will be the point of campaign. So that it doesn't give the impression that everybody in that party, that is what they do and that's what they're coming to do. So even if he has the money, the deepest pocket to fund you, let him go under the table. Because if you put him forward, it will be terrible.